Hello, listeners. Welcome to another edition of Yuva Vani. I am Thamyoo Singthi from Bambusa Library, Tezu, and with me is a very special guest from Europe. But she is from our own Lohit Valley, Miss Queenchilu Tayang, an M.Tech scholar in Austria, a country known for all castles and palaces, a country in Eastern Europe we fondly remember, the immortal classic film The Sound of Music. So welcome, Queenchilu, from all listeners of AIR Tezu.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today.
We are so happy that you have joined us in this Yuva Vani to share your experiences of life in Europe.
I'd really like to thank you, Sister Thamyoo, for inviting me to the AIR Studio Tezu, which I understand is one of the oldest radio station in Arunachal Pradesh. So I'm very, very glad.
So Queenchilu, please tell us what you are studying in Austria.
Well, as to your first question, I would like to tell you that I am pursuing my joint master's degree in Europe. I have completed my first year in Czech Republic and now shall be moving to Austria for my second year master's degree.
Okay. So are there any other Arunachali students in your university?
Unfortunately, I haven't met any Arunachali students in my university, that is Czech University of Life Sciences in Prague. But I have met many Indians in our university.
So how did you reach Eastern Europe?
Well, quite a bit long story, but long story short is that I searched and Googled a lot on how to avail free education abroad with the choice of my subject. Then I happened to see fully funded European scholarship, which I applied and got through it after a lot of scrutiny and selection process being conducted by the European Union. And the last thing I remember is the interview I faced with the Board of European Consortium, after which I was awarded the letter of acceptance. So yes.
So what I think is generally हम लोग का जो parents होता है, what I think is कि वो ज़्यादा concerned होता है for a girl child. Okay, in terms of like going somewhere or going out, in comparison to that of boys. So because you are moving to another country, not even to other state of India, so were your parents anxious when you decided to go to a strange foreign country?
Yes, of course. I think every parents would be curious and concerned, but my family, father, mother, always supported me. And मेरा जो पापा है, he बचपन में उनको like at a very young age, at the age of 5, he got the scholarship from village Tafragam, Delhi से scholarship मिला था from Indian government. So I think that was something that kept us alive, not to feel insecurities on like going abroad or going any other places.
Okay. So when we go to a new place, जब हम लोग कोई नया जगह जाते हैं, तो what happened is that we are a little bit uncomfortable and unadjustable. So did you face any problem to adjust to the life in Europe?
Yeah, a bit of problem is always there when you're away from your comfort zone. But being an Indian, I think it's in our DNA, it's in our blood to adapt and adopt new culture, as we are used to diversified cultures and customs. Linguistic barrier was there, of course, which I managed with the apps, and also I had problems with food and also living style to some extent.
Oh, so how is the food there? Did you like it?
To be honest, I will always prefer our Indian cuisine because we have a lots of varieties to our taste bud. The food there are mostly of wheat products. They usually prefer non-veg, especially they consume pork in their dishes. For example, Vero Nedlo Zelo is the national dish of Czech Republic. Like it's shoulder of the pork is roasted and seasoned with some cursed garlic with some seeds. I did taste it and did like it, but it is not as yummy as our local chambai.
Okay. So surely you missed our Arunachal food.
Of course, yes, of course.
Okay. So what language do they speak in Austria and in Czech Republic?
Acha, in Austrian speaks German, and in Czech Republic, they have their own language. It's called Czech language.
So only speaking English is enough to communicate with the people there, or do we have to learn the local languages of there?
I think we all know that English is one of the most widely used universal language in the world. The Europeans do have their own language, but English is used as a common language in most part of Europe. And as a student, if we have workable knowledge to read, write, or speak, it's always a plus point. And in Europe, to some extent, English is common and it's enough.
So how do the people there look upon Indians? Do they know about India? Are they curious to know about our life in Arunachal?
Indians usually enjoy the privilege of being respected by the local communities for their hard work and excellence in their sphere of service. So I came across many people who were surprised knowing me as Indian. I think that's because of our look as a Mongoloid origin. So yes, and if you ask me, do they know Indians? Yes, they know India very well as a rich cultural, diversified country with highly qualified intellectual human resource. And I always mention that I belong from the northeastern part of my country, which is very different from other states in terms of, appearance, cuisine, festival, culture, and tradition. So when I say stuffs like that, they do get curious and they do wants to know more about it.
Okay. So how do you meet your expenses there? Do you have to ask money from your parents?
Yes, initially while preparing to go Europe, I had to depend on my parents for documentation and journey expenses. But after I reached, I got my scholarship, which is around 1400 euro per month. In if we say it in INR, Indian rupees, it's around like 1,25,000 per month, which is one of the highest paid scholarship by the European Union for master's degree. And that was kind of enough. That is enough actually for my living expense. And since last year, I have not asked for any money from my parents. And in fact, even now, I'm independent.
Okay, please tell us about your scholarship.
Scholarship. The scholarship that I applied is called Erasmus Mundus, named after the Dutch philosopher, theologian, Renaissance humanist, and devout Roman Catholic. It is so Erasmus Mundus is a program organized by the European Union, meant to encourage academic cooperation between EU and the rest of the world. So,
Wow. Okay, so are there scholarship available for every subject? जैसे कि आर्ट्स का स्टूडेंट अगर है तो वो अप्लाई कर सकता है उस स्कॉलरशिप के लिए.
as I was going through my application, I saw many subjects on from art stream. So हमको लगता है कि है actually options है. The only thing is people are, students are quite lazy to do research work. So so they do offer joint master degree in arts as well.
Okay. See, like India में इतना सारा आपका reputed technology institutions are there, like IIT, then CFTRI, Central Food Technological Research Institute, one of the food research institute in Mysore. So, why did you choose to study in Europe?
That's a very good question. So after my bachelor degree, there were two options for me to pursue masters, either at NIFTM, which is National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management, or CFTRI that you have mentioned already. So here, both of them, it's a very renowned institute and very tough to get admission. So I did apply for both, but I got through in first attempt at NIFTM. So at NIFTM, when I realized I was among the very few who got selected, boost my confidence to look forward, to more competitive exams and study at higher institution abroad. So, and I was also, wanted to explore the advanced technology elsewhere in developed countries to enhance my knowledge and skills. So, given an opportunity, who would not like to explore? है ना किसको नहीं तो हाँ so that's why I got this opportunity and I couldn't wait to grab it and explore more of it. Yeah, so.
Okay. So, like, why did you choose a small country in Europe? Nowadays, thousands of Indian students are going to USA and Germany. So, you too have been able to go to USA or Germany. But why did you choose this small country?
Acha, so for this, I have very simple answer for you. We should be content and happy with what we have or what we got. So जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि जितना मिला है उससे खुश रहो. So I think that's what I should imply. And मौका मिला तो why not US and UK? So of course try करेगा ज़रूर.
Okay. So क्योंकि आपने इंडिया में भी पढ़ा है and now you are studying in Europe. So what is the difference you see in the teaching methods in India and now in Europe?
About the differences in teaching style, there is, a very cordial and friendly relation with professors and mentors. So, and teachers जो वहाँ है, they don't dictate us what to do, but it's our choice. Like student का choice होता है कि, and it's our prerogative what we want to learn from professor. So students का एक curiosity रहता है कि professor आज हम लोग को मतलब ये पढ़ाओ, like what is this? I want to learn about this. So professor they don't usually get to come prepared in the class. Either the topic discuss class में ही होता है, and also about the conduct of exam. They give certain specified period under which we have to give our exam. So the date, time, schedule, and the choice of subject. तो वो हमारा choice होता है. Like for suppose we have July month. तो July month में we can choose any date, any time, and any subject. तो उसी period में we can choose and we can give exam. So we don't have to, so it doesn't matter what professors are doing. Even if they're on leave, they'll have to conduct this exam. So that's a very new thing that I saw and what I have experienced there.
Okay, so initially, did you find it difficult to adjust to their teaching style?
No, I mean, I won't say like it was difficult to adjust because India में भी क्या होता है कि in colleges or universities they have to speak projectors. Professor will come and they will explain, पढ़ाता है, explain things, and there also it's the same thing. Projector में पढ़ाता है, explanation देता है, and the only difference what I saw is बाहर में they don't give much assignments and projects. So there is more of presentations and not like assignments and other stuffs. Yeah.
So students here hardly uses the library. What about there? Do you have to use library a lot?
Library is actually one of the place which our student community is not very familiar with. You know how many library we have in Tezu town and how many regular visitors we have. Sadly, this reading culture is not adopted by our students and youths here. But talking about the libraries abroad, there is a, of course, huge collection of books, reading-friendly environment set up in a vast area, be it in universities or in dormitories. I genuinely feel that our students should also develop the habit of reading, क्योंकि वहाँ तो like in it doesn't matter if we have uh, exam है या नहीं. If we want to read or कुछ भी करना होने से, we usually go to the library, very silent place to read and consume more or gain more of knowledge. So, the libraries there, they make the best use of it, but I don't think in here. So I'll, to the listeners who's listening, I'll say like make the best use of libraries.
Okay. So, Queenchilu, you are studying food technology. So, food are different in there and here. So, whatever knowledge you have acquired there, will it be applicable in our Arunachal? Will it be useful?
So about my subject, food technology is a vast subject that includes food processing, quality management, food quality and safety, packaging, labeling, marketing, and many more research work. And I see that the government of India has launched, food security bill to provide free food grains under various schemes, which I think is a great challenge to feed the population in proportion of our population. So we need to do a lot of research on, high yielding and genetically modified crops. And if we talk about abroad in Europe, they give a lot of importance on such research activities. So I do hope that I will have some takeaways back home from Europe after completion of masters with my knowledge and skills to contribute as food technologies in and I think and in Arunachal we have a lot of fertile cultivable land that can be utilized to improve our economy and livelihood of our people. So yeah.
Very interesting, Queenchilu. Okay, so what are your plans after your M.Tech?
Let's see. Time will tell, but personally, what I would like is maybe to return and give my service to our people, and also given a chance to work in Europe, I might opt for it.
Okay. So, Queenchilu, what you told the AIR listeners, especially students and parents, is very, very educative. So, lastly, what is your message for them?
Okay, to all those listeners of AIR students, teachers, and parents, I would like to convey that, it's all about hard work and dedication. With a bit of luck, of course, anyone can succeed and achieve any dream. So, if people usually say कि सपना तो सपना ही रह जाते हैं like that. I don't think it's true because I am a living example कि you should not stop dreaming but also work on it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Queenchilu, for an interesting talk with us in the AIR Teju studio. It was very educative listening to your valuable experiences of living in Europe last 2 years and your valuable tips to students on how to win scholarship to study abroad. We wish you a successful year ahead and looking forward to have you again in our studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here today. I'm very glad that I could be able to share my experiences in Europe, and I'm also looking forward to share more of it when I come back. Hopefully, yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
सो दोस्तों, यही था हमारा ही लोहित वैली की बहन क्विंचिलू शेयरिंग हर रिच एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ हर लाइफ इन फॉरेन कंट्रीज and how she has set an example for Arunachali youth on how to study abroad without causing a financial burden to her parents. So till we meet again, this is Thamyoo Singthi from Bambusa Library wishing you happy listening in AIR Teju.